We're doing some kind of dodgy speed lining here.
We're just going to hook it to the winch.
Just don't rip me out of the tree, please. I do get a little bit worried about cantilevering this here. Alright, so what are you teaching us?
Well, I'm trying to teach a bowline on a bite.
Alright.
You get the old Big Mac bite on the rope like this. Get your loop over the hand. Rabbit comes through the hole. Hand goes through the head of the head.
Yep.
And then you grab this.
Yep.
Pull that like that, and then which way do you go? No, you go this way.
Nice.
Bowline on a bite.
Nice. So we've got this job to do. You can't really see it. It's behind that. Ooh, I think it's a maculata. I'm not sure. But it's a cypress. We're going to speed line down to the chipper rather than use a pig rig or a pulley system. We're just going to hook it to the winch. Is it the best way to do it? Yes. Is it advisable for everyone to do it? No, because you can never trust winches. But we're going to do it anyway. So we're going to speed line all the way back to the chipper in larger sections with foliage on them, so we don't have to chop every bloody cypress branch off. Can you tie on the rigging rope and all those slings, please? Thought it'd be easy. I thought I was going to stay on double rope, but it's just easier to go single rope, I think. I think also because I'm a bit worried about the rope runner on double roping sometimes. It can cantilever this sometimes. So I'd just be cautious, especially in this sticky tree here, full of all these different sticks and everything. I was just worried that rushing up here I'd probably potentially cantilever it. I've done that on backwards. Oh, have I? No, haven't. So I do get a little bit worried about cantilevering this here, which happens more than you'd think. To be honest, I'm really got my heart set on this new Buckingham thing that's coming out. It looks very cool. It looks like an akimbo, but bigger and stronger, and probably ironed the kinks out of the akimbo, which there aren't many, but I reckon Buckingham's gonna produce a very cool device. Got my main rigging line here. I think it's like a, I don't know, 14mm rope, I think. So I'm just going to tie this up here. Running bowline. May as well do a Yosemite tie off. I'm not going to be up here for a while, and I'm going to be not at it, so I don't want it to come loose. And if I'm got more tail, why not put some stopper knots in it as well, or some half hitches at least. All right, you want to tighten that up? So you're going to tie where you are, probably a bit closer to me. Tie your bowline on the bite.
Do it now?
Yeah, tie it on to that rope and then hook the winch hook onto it and pull it tight. All right, everyone cross your fingers. Yo, tighten it up. Yep. Just hold it. One thing you don't want to do is you don't want to pull it too hard that it snaps the whole tree out. No, it was actually quite fine. But I just noticed it dropped a bit, probably because it was pretty heavy being the top. So we'll just judge the height of how much I'm chopping off. And if it seems to be too loose, just give it a quick tighten up as it's coming down to avoid that, you know, fence down there. I don't think it'll hit it anyway. But really, just before it gets to the chipper, you just want to loosen it off so it hits the ground. Then you got room to chop it up. But you guys can manage all that. Just don't rip me out of the tree, please. All right, so we're doing some kind of dodgy speed lining here because it's just a mess of all these branches. We got a nice high point up there of the rigging line, the zip line, and it comes down to the redirect or tie-in point of the bit I'm taking off. I'm going to take this whole bit off with all these branches and just risk getting it caught, because I can just knock some of these little ones off if it does get caught. The issue here is the speed line comes all the way down and then out. Normally with a speed line, you want to have the anchor at the same height as what you're cutting off, because what will happen here is when I cut it off, all of this slack in the rope will mean the speed line branch will drop down there. But that's not too bad, because I kind of think it might get stuck here, and the boys on the winch can pull it a bit tighter and hopefully pull it up out of this and control it that way. It's just a bit quicker and a bit simpler using a winch, but a little bit dodgier. All right, a little bit more. Yep.
I know I'm going to cop some flack for doing this kind of speed lining with the winch. I know it's frowned upon by most experienced arborists, but I have been doing this long enough. I've been in the game for 20 years and I've done lots of this and lots of that. I've seen lots of cowboys, lots of dangerous operators, and I feel I'm in a position where I can choose when to push the limits. I don't always do this. I just felt like doing it today and it all worked out quite fine. But for any inexperienced workers, I don't suggest this is the way to do it. There is an element of risk and it's pretty high, so you need to control that risk.
Yeah, these ones are getting a bit low for that. That's all right, we'll just cut and chuck a lot of this stuff.
So let me have it in the comments. Tell me how dodgy you think it is and why you shouldn't do it and how you could have done it better. I never claim to be the best arborist in the world, best tree climber. I quite often do things that are not by the book, and this is probably one of my most risky things I've done, and yeah, let me hear it. Oh, and please hit subscribe so you can roast me in the future for more dodgy work that I do, and see what else we get up to. Cheers.
We just wanted to zip line a lot out. We had to stop zip lining this one off because it was just dropping down a bit too low. We skimmed the mailbox and opened it up, but we didn't break it, so I thought we might stop doing that. So I just trimmed all this one here by hand and just dropped a few down, but I reckon we can just rig some bits straight down because my arms are a bit sore and this stuff suppresses this Hesperocyparus macrocarpa is very heavy, and I may be strong but I'm not stupid, so I will try and quickly rig these down. So what I've got is a high point for my zip line and I can't be bothered going all the way up, so what I've done is I've just made a secondary anchor here around on a branch, and I've got my little mini rigging pulley, screw gate carabiner, and I'll let it use for life support, but it's for rigging purposes, so it's fine, and it's not doing anything too heavy. So what I've got is one of the boys will just hold this down on the ground and I'll just put a sling around the branch. I'll show you what it looks like. Must have 2 points of attachment when doing any cutting, and I want to be over here anyway to stay out of the way of this. So yeah, Quinn's got the rope, goes up to this little pulley here, goes to this onto the branch, and then up the top. Don't hold it too tight, but you ready?
Not too tight?
Yeah, you're right, you ready? Ah, no! Blew the chain off. Might need a chainsaw spinner. Yeah, we might just do a few of those by hand.
Yep, beauty. Like this?
Yeah.
Hey George, walk this out.
Might just cut a few of these while you're dragging.
Yep.
I reckon you'll be right. Just hold it tight. Maybe just walk around that tree so the friction of the tree will help. let it go a little bit, and then hold it.
Beautiful.
Keep it nice and tight. I'll just pull it out. I might have to cut it. There we go. Alright, so this one, it'll be heavy, but I reckon we'll be right.
Yep.
Alright, yep, pull it up. Alright, this one you might need two of you on it. I'm just going to cut it down the bottom here and hope for the best.
Yep. Should we have a redirect here?
Nah, you'll be right. You could probably just both hold it freehand. I reckon you'll be fine.
Yep, done.
It's just this one log here.
Yeah.
Both of you together could lift it anyway. And it's on a 2-to-1. You ready? Pull it real tight.
Yep. Guide it. Okay. Go in, just so it doesn't hit the fence.
Pull it real tight and it won't. You should be able to lift it up.
You want to lift it up now?
Yeah.
Oh.
There you go. All right, it should be able to.
Lower it.
Yeah, lower it and then Case can walk it out as far as he can.
Walk it out. Ready, Case?
Yep.
Alright, lowering. Walk it out.
I don't know about me, I've been hit enough.
Right.
See that last video I put up? That one hit me in the face.
That top one, that blue top
Yeah.
one.
Such a stupid thing.
Walk it out, walk it out.
All right, so that's all of them except the main one. So what I'll do is I'll go up and we'll zip line the top out, and we'll just keep going with that until we shouldn't do it anymore. And then I'll probably end up just cutting them out and dropping them and throwing them. But we should be able to.
Still gonna zip line.
Yeah, we should be able to zip line the top bits.
Oh yeah, done.
We'll get down to a point where then we might just do what we're doing here, just lower it straight down.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, that is the next thing on my list. Speedline kit, I reckon.
Yeah.
We do it enough.
Oh, we do. Oh, we do now.
Yeah, surprisingly, we do it enough. Yeah, it'll take me a while to get up.
So this tree is a Hesperocyparus macrocarpa, most commonly called here in Australia Cypressus macrocarpa, which is its old name. It changed, I don't know, in the early teens, I think, and no one's really adopted the new name because it's too hard to say and remember. So we just call it cypress. It's a Monterey cypress, and they're just really heavy. My arms are pretty sore today, so that's why we kind of changed to the Speedline rather than me just cutting and throwing. And it would require a lot of one-handed cutting with these branches, which we didn't really have much of a drop zone down there, and every branch is surprisingly heavy. There is so much mass in the foliage of these trees. So most of the time, anything over, 2 inch of a diameter of a branch, you need to rig off, because I'm not that strong and I would be knackered by the end of it.
All right, so I've taken a couple of these branches off just to get them out of the way because they're quite big and up here. And this leader, there's a fair bit in it, so I've done probably too deep, the scarf cut, but that's all right. Every now and then they go a bit deep. So I've got the point up there, so when they connect up the winch to this speed line, it will be able to pull it over. And then I've told them that once it starts to move, I want them to keep pulling a bit, but definitely stop when they see this, because they could definitely almost damn near rip me out of the tree if they keep pulling on the winch. So we've got a very good understanding, very good communication, and it's not going to rip me out of the tree. But there's always that risk. That's why it's known to be a little bit dodgy. But I think we've put enough control measures in place to make it safe via communication, understanding, and processes. So they'll pull this over, it should land on them and then roll out, and then they'll give it a little tug and they'll be able to pull it to the chipper. Another beautiful view.
Yeah, so call us a Dodgy Brothers company if you like. But I've been doing this for over 20 years now in trees, and I've been doing all sorts of tree work. I'm definitely not the best, but I've got plenty of experience, and I know when I can push the limits and when I can't. And I know there was a lot of risk in this, but I felt it was fine, and I made that judgment call. So feel free to roast me. The cypress, if anyone's unsure about what the cypresses are like to climb, they're actually meant to be pretty rare in America. They're from North America and Cyprus Peninsula or something. But they're everywhere here in Australia, Victoria, Australia. They are everywhere. I've worked on cypress my whole life. They are really common around the Great Ocean Road and Victorian area. They're great for windbreaks, especially good for habitat, and they just get big and old and beautiful. They're great for windbreaks and hedges, but they just start to die around like 70 years of age and fall apart. So they can be amazing plants, but they can also be pretty terrible. I once hedged 200 of them, 200 really big cypress for an Avenue of Honour. A lot of them were planted by returned veterans after the war. So there's a lot around here, and I've done a lot in my time, and I do not like them. So thanks for watching. This is just the time lapse at the end of the tree coming down. We didn't get all of it, but really appreciate anyone watching this. I watch lots of videos, just hours and hours on the couch watching videos. It'd really help if you subscribe, because it makes us feel better and makes us want to put more out. But really, just thanks. We're obviously not making money off it because no one watches it. Not enough people watch it, but really enjoy it. It's fun filming stuff. Most of the time we try and do things by the book and legit, but we don't always do that through decisions of myself. But I'm comfortable with that. So please keep watching and comment on things. If you see some dodgy speedlining with a winch rope, then tell me you think it's crap and why you think it's crap. The more comments we get, I can respond to them, and we can probably steer the videos in a certain direction. But really, it's really good to get comments and subscriptions, and that'd really help us. So have a good one, guys. See you later.